very good evening to you and welcome to the news. I'm Sarah Dadiwe Apa. Here are the highlights. BAYELSA State partners Bank of Industry in World Day Against Child Labor. International Labor Organization creates awareness to end menace. Plus, Nigerian singer Davido set to wed Choma Roland. And now details. The BAYELSA State government has assured the Bank of Industry of its readiness to partner with its drive for sustainable industrial and economic development of the state. Governor Oyedere will give the assurance while receiving a high-powered four-man team from the South-South and Southeast Division of the bank in Government House, Yenagoa, on Tuesday, said his administration will do everything within its reach to ensure the quick and smooth takeoff of the bank's operations in the state. The governor, who was represented by his deputy, Senator Lawrence Erujakpo, said government had already provided a temporary operational office for the BOI to commence operations in the state. The governor enjoined BAYELSANs to take advantage of the opportunities created by the Bank of Industry to drive the growth of local industries. June 12 every year is celebrated as World Day Against Child Labor. It is a significant global event aimed at creating awareness and mobilizing efforts to end all forms of child labor. The day highlights the plight of millions of children nationwide who are forced into labor, often under hazardous conditions, depriving them of their childhood, education, and fundamental rights. In an interview with NDTV News desk officer, Minister of Children Affairs, Empowerment and Social Development, Valentine Naibi, says children must not be compelled to perform manual labor to make a living since they are prone to physical and emotional exploits. Correspondent Ozekizibi Itete tells us more.
The theme for World Day Against Child Labor 2024 is Let's Act on Our Commitments, Let's End Child Labor. The theme emphasizes the need for collective action to eradicate child labor and protect children from exploitation. World Day Against Child Labor was launched by the International Labour Organization as part of its ongoing efforts to eliminate child labor. Here in BAYELSA State, following her yearly observation of the day, Mr. Valentine Naibi gave highlights on the causes and ways to promote and broaden the global call to end child labor.
Well, number one is poverty. Okay. The economic problems in the world, Nigeria is not an exception, is very high now. Parents cannot maintain the home. They need extra hands. And extra hands, who did they turn to? The child. So poverty is number one. Yes. We can also talk about ignorance, because there are some parents that are not poor, but they are just ignorant of the side effects, negative effects of child labor. Then you can also look at broken homes. Now, this child is forced to go out to help the house to survive. That is one other aspect again. And again, orphans are also part of it.
Giving Burkina Faso as the highest in child labor with a percentage of 50.3%, Somalia seconding with 43.5%, and Ethiopia 40.5%. These Nigerians addresses the underlying causes of poverty and how government can assist the families of victims in enhancing their economic prospects.
So child labor is on increase in this country. You can look at the poverty rate is increasing. What the government can do or is doing is bringing out empowerment programs, because once you can empower the family is the first unit. So when you can empower the family, move them from poverty, you can reduce child labor.
The United Nations believes that child labor could be eradicated if people and government focus on the primary causes and recognize the connection between social justice and child labor. Recall that a national policy on child employment, which focuses on the rehabilitation of children and adolescents who have been exposed to employment, has been implemented by the Indian central government since 1987. Children should experience childhood in an environment where their well-being and development is prioritized and taken care of. Ozekisbe Etete, NDTV News.
In commemorating June 12, Democracy Day, the chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council BAYELSA State Chapter, Honorable Simeon Imomotimi, has eulogized Governor Doyediri for laudable performance in the state. He stated this in Yenagoa, the state capital, during a meeting. Correspondent Mercy Francis Boazi tells us more.
The June 12 Democracy Day is being observed due to the annulment of election which most Nigerians believe is the most furious and fairest election. In this year's celebration, the chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council of Nigeria, BAYELSA State Chapter, Honorable Simeon Imomotimi, has commended those that fought for the democracy the country enjoys today.
Today is democracy. By the grace of God, Nigeria, in June 12, people fought for democracy to stay in Nigeria. And today, we are enjoying the dividends of democracy in Nigeria. Today being the Democracy Day, the various political parties have decided to come together to tell the Bayelsans that the labors of our founding fathers are not in vain. They are not in vain. We want to thank them, even though some of them are dead, some of them are alive. We say those people that fought for it, may God bless them.
Simeon used the occasion to eulogize Governor Doyediri over his infrastructural and prosperity agenda in the state.
First, I commend the laudable performance and progressive policies Governor Doyediri administration is pursuing in the state, and as evidence in the areas of infrastructure, education, health, security, human capital development.
Another respondent who spoke to NDTV News was the Action Alliance Party chairman, Honorable Alex Bufumu, who highlighted some of the scorecard of the government within this period.
Doyediri is a destabilizing mind being. It's not really the Bayelsans alone, non-indigenous benefited from the first tunnel. Every other projects were monumentally addressed. And I think infrastructure, education, what else will they say?
IPAC Secretary Mrs. P. Sorama laid a voice.
Even in the hard economy in Nigeria, the government deemed it fair to see how the dividends of democracy can be taken to the grassroots. So we want to thank the governor himself.
BAYELSA State IPAC therefore called on government to extend its goodwill further by appointing members of other political parties into his government.
And also let the governor include more women in politics. Give us more appointments. 35% we are pleading. Thank you.
Mercy Francis Boazi, reporting for NDTV News.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has delivered his much anticipated Democracy Day speech, which touched on a number of issues, including ongoing reforms and the need to create a stronger economic foundation for future growth. But many Nigerians are already reacting in different ways. While some are not pleased with the present condition of the country, others are hopeful that things will get better. Many of the reactions have been channeled towards the harsh economy and the uncertainty surrounding the new minimum wage. Meanwhile, as Nigerians mark the June 12 Democracy Day celebration, some aggrieved citizens on Wednesday protested against the current state of the country. The aggrieved Nigerians took to the streets in Lagos to protest against the hunger and economic hardship facing a greater number of the populace. In Lagos State, some protesters who gathered in Ikeja said it is time President Bola Tinubu be removed from power. They anchored their demand on the economic hardship Nigerians are facing, stressing that Nigerians cannot feed their families comfortably under this present administration. The protesters displayed placards bearing messages such as President Tinubu, let the poor breathe, and reverse all anti-people neoliberal policies of private section. In a post on X, one of the protesters said, "We call for it and we are on the street in Ikeja under bridge. This tyrannical and oppressive government need to do better." And on the entertainment scene, Nigerian singer David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, has confirmed his upcoming wedding to his partner, Chioma Roland. For this and more, let's join Mercy Francis Boazi on Entertainment News.
Nigeria singer David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, has confirmed his upcoming wedding to his partner Chioma Roland. According to reports on Tuesday, Chioma and Davido's traditional wedding is reportedly scheduled to take place in Lagos on June 25, 2024. Confirming the news in the video shared by his long-term associate, UK-based Nigerian pastor Toby Adegbe, on Instagram on Tuesday, the excited couple to be invited his friends to join in the celebration. In the video, Davido was heard saying, "Guys, you have to come to Nigeria on the 25th of June for my wedding." This comes after the couple welcomed twin last year, following the tragic loss of their first child, Ifeanyi. In 2022, the couple got engaged shortly after the incident. Mercy Francis Boazi, reporting for NDTV News.
Without report on entertainment, we are drawing the curtain close. But before we go, we'll look at stories that made headlines. The BAYELSA state government has assured the Bank of Industry of its readiness to partner with its drive for sustainable industrial and economic development of the state. We also brought you a report that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has delivered his much anticipated Democracy Day speech, which touched on a number of issues, including ongoing reforms and the need to create a stronger economic foundation for the future growth. And finally, Nigerian singer Davido set to wed Chioma Roland. That's it on the news. Thanks for watching. I'm Sarah Dadio Apa. Good night.